you don't need an AR-15 rifle. And I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why you should never own or buy an AR-15 rifle.
You know, we're living in a country awash with weapons of war.
Military-style weapons designed to kill as many people as possible.
Of military-grade weapons.
Military-style assault weapons.
These are weapons of war. They don't just kill, they decimate.
You don't need an AR-15.
And you'll notice that a lot of the things that have happened with automatic weapons.
And I don't think any civilian needs to have their hands on a military weapon like that.
Weapons that weren't designed to hunt are designed to take on an enemy. That's what they were designed to do.
Yeah, just like Joe said, I'm done with these military weapons of war. I'm done with these high-capacity magazines. Goodbye, military weapon. Hello, civilian weapons. Oh man, different calibers. I got 22. I got 380. Get some of these bigger ones. Might find me some 5.56 size. All right, civilian weapons training. Man, I tell you what, these civilian weapons are a lot lighter than those military grade weapons. Look at this, I got all kind of calibers in there. And we're gonna start training right now. I got one. Oh yeah, this is easy. Oh yeah, this is real easy. Oh, I missed that. Oh, what am I thinking? I forgot my protection, my eye protection, my hearing protection. All right, we're going with some bigger calibers now. Oh yeah, Joe, these civilian weapons are great. Killing them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is great, man. I tell you what. You gotta go and get you some of these civilian weapons. You don't need any of those military weapons. At least it's better than a high point. It's hard to throw a rock at 2,800 feet per second. But while I'm thinking about it, if you like this channel and you like the content we put out and you want to support this channel, YouTube is not very fond of talking about high capacity magazines or AR-15 rifles or military grade weapons, but they allow me to sell some t-shirts. So if you think about it and you'd like to support this channel, go down to our shop and you can pick up one of these cool t-shirts. And if you would, like this video, share this video, hit the bell notification so that you get notified every time we put out content like this. Let's face it, those military weapons like the AR-15 are just like Joe says, they are designed to take on an enemy. In fact, you know as well as I know that good guys and bad guys choose the AR-15 alike because of its capability. So let's stop playing around and just admit with Joe, that's what they are. And I want to give you 3 reasons why you should not own or buy an AR-15 rifle. Reason number 1, you should not own an AR-15 rifle if you trust the government. I mean, why shouldn't you trust them, right? Check out these clips.
I answered their questions truthfully, including questions about my private life.
We know, not we think, not it might be, we know the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest. State Department experts knew the truth. You knew the truth, but that's not what the American people got. And again, the American people want to know why.
The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
So that should give you every reason to want to trust the government, right? So you don't need an AR-15 if you trust the government. All right, reason number 2, that you don't need to own an AR-15 rifle, you love tyranny. If you love tyranny, do not go out and buy yourself an AR-15 rifle. You know, as Americans, we hold certain truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that to secure these rights, governments have been instituted among men. And these governments derive their just powers from the governed, from the people. But when any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute a new government, laying the foundation of that government on such principles and organizing its power in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. So if you love tyranny, you don't need an AR-15 rifle. But if you hate tyranny like I do, you might want to consider going out and getting yourself an AR-15 rifle. All right, reason number 3 that you don't need to own an AR-15 rifle. You don't need to own an AR-15 rifle if you hate freedom. You know, we're guaranteed certain freedoms as Americans, and I want to list those freedoms out for you real quick, and I want you to think about them long and hard. Freedom number 1, you have the right to worship God in your own way. Freedom number 2, you have the right to free speech and press. Freedom number 3, you have the right to petition and grievances in fair and honest judgment. Freedom number 4, you have the right to privacy in your own home. Freedom number 5, you have the right to private property. Freedom number 6, you have the right to own, to keep, and to bear arms. Freedom number 7, you have the right to move around freely, at home or overseas. Freedom number 8, you have the right to habeas corpus. That is, to not be detained illegally or to be detained legally with a speedy appearance before a judge. Freedom number 9, you have a right to a trial by jury, and you are innocent until proven guilty. Freedom number 10, you have the right to free elections and personal secret ballots. Freedom number 11, you have the right to the service of government as a protector and a referee, not as a despot or an oppressor. Freedom number 12, you have the right to freedom from arbitrary government regulation and control. Freedom number 13, you have the right to work in callings and localities of your choice. That means you can work where you want to work, where you want to work, and how you want to work. Freedom number 14, you have the right to bargain for goods and services in a free market economy. Freedom number 15, you have the right to contract about all your affairs, and nobody can stand in your way to do that. Freedom number 16, you have the right to go into business, to compete, and to make a profit. Now, you notice all of these freedoms, they are guaranteed in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution of the United States of America, but all of them are predicated on one of those freedoms, and that is the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. A well-regulated militia is necessary to the keeping of a free state. That is the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. You know, there was a court case back in 2008, and it was Washington, D.C. versus Heller. And Heller simply wanted to carry a concealed carry. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, and Judge Scalia came down with a lot of remarks in that decision. And they were precedent-setting decisions that went all the way back to the Second Amendment when it was first put into place. And there was some great stuff that came out of that. But one of them I want you to understand about the AR-15 rifle is this: that when a militia is necessary, and when a militia was necessary back then, that the able-bodied men, they were to show up with weapons of their own to participate in the militia. They weren't given state-sponsored weapons. And so it was understood in the Second Amendment that the right to keep and bear arms were those arms that you already owned, that you bought with your own hard-earned money, and that you brought to defend the free state and to keep the state free. And they were weapons that were in common use at that time, and so they would be understood today to be weapons that were in common use at this time. So, we're not going to bring a rock. Although this one looks like a bullet, we're not going to bring a rock to protect the free state. You need an AR-15 rifle, you need military-grade weapons, and they should be widely available to all civilians everywhere for the protection of the free state. As always, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Again, if you would like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification so that you can be notified anytime we put out content like this. And if you like this t-shirt, please support this channel because YouTube's not very fond of it. I know you can see why. As always, thank you for watching, and God bless you and yours.